Good evening, friends. Thank you for joining me every evening to follow what's happening in India and abroad. And thank you for sending me your useful comments and suggestions. If you believe in this channel, do share it with your friends and spread the message. Our only mission is to bring you the truth and both sides of the story. Thank you for your support. In a very shocking incident, the Union Minister Narayan Rane, who is around 60, was having his food when he was forcefully arrested by the Maharashtra police today. Two FIRs were registered against Narayana Rane, one in Pune and the other one in Nasik, in connection with the minister's remarks against CM Uddhav Thackeray. Union Minister Narayan Rane has formally been arrested by the Ratnagiri police in Maharashtra for his slap remarks against Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray. The minister had approached the Bombay High Court earlier seeking protection from arrest after two FIRs were filed against him over his remarks. He had also sought quashing of the FIRs. Two FIRs were registered against Narayana Rane, one in Pune and the other in Nasik, in connection with the minister's remarks against Uddhav Thackeray. The Nasik Cyber Police had registered an FIR against the Union Minister on Shiv Sena Nashik Chief's complaint. The police commissioner then issued an order to arrest Narayan Rane and formed a team led by DCP Sanjay Barkund to arrest him. The team later detained the minister amid large resistance from his supporters and took him to Sangameshwar police station in Ratnagiri. As per reports, Union Home Minister Amit Shah called Narayan Rane and assured him of all the help. Shiv Sena workers staged a protest by showing black flags in Mumbai's Lal Bagh against Union Minister Narayan Rane. Mumbai Mayor Kishori Pednekar, who was also present at the spot, said, "We are demonstrating against the Union Minister who earlier held the post of Maharashtra CM and has now disrespected the current CM and his position." Friends, if they can do this to a Union Minister, you can guess what they can do to a normal man. Another point before I check whether Deepti is joined. Earlier, a video of Bollywood actor Salman Khan went viral on the internet, where he was stopped by a CISF officer named Somnath Mohanty to first complete the security check before entering the Mumbai airport. In the video, Salman Khan was seen reaching the Mumbai airport to leave for Russia for the shoot of his upcoming film Tiger 3. As he reached the airport, Salman Khan tried to breezily walk into the airport without completing the mandatory security check at the entrance. With photographers screaming at him for pictures, Salman Khan, with his entourage, shows paltry respect for the security check while others waited in line. At that time, the young CISF officer stopped the actor from entering the airport, asking him to get in line and complete his security check. He was also seen asking the photographers to step back. The video that went viral on social media was posted by a celebrity Bollywood photographer, Viral Bhayani. The video of Salman Khan and Katrina arriving at the airport had received over 88,000 views. When I tweeted a report from the New Indian Express that the officer had landed in trouble, there was a report in this newspaper saying that the officer had landed in trouble, the CISF official handle tweeted back saying that this was the wrong report and that the officer was rewarded for his exemplary professionalism. So friends, why I'm telling you this, in fact, I'd like to show you that also, is that media, top media, like New Indian Express, resorts to fake news to promote Salman Khan. This is how they misinform people. In fact, it is said that even Times of India did it, but not to the extent of the New Indian Express, because they quoted the sources. So let me just show you a clipping of what I'm speaking about. So this is where the Indian Express says CISF personnel in trouble over stopping Salman Khan at the airport. And it says from Odisha, an ASI of CISF from Odisha who recently hogged headlines for stopping Bollywood actor Salman Khan at Mumbai airport, asking him to complete the mandatory security check, has landed in trouble for speaking with the media about the incident. Then it goes on. Now, you just see the tweet that I had sent. And then, when I had said this, CISF replied saying that the contents of this tweet are incorrect and without actual basis. I'll just make this a little bigger. Yeah. Contents of this tweet are incorrect and without factual basis. In fact, the officer concerned has been suitably rewarded for exemplary professionalism in the discharge of his duty. So what I did was I thanked CISF and I said it's time you also did this thing against the paper because they are defaming your organization and the officer. So this is something that friends, I'd like you to note and to complain about New Indian Express. When these officers are doing such exemplary work, I mean, why should they not get the credit for it? Okay, Deepti is joining us now.
Hello, Minaji.
Yeah.
Hello.
Welcome, Deepti. Back to home. It has,
Back to
you were
home.
traveling. Yes. Just welcome first of all.
Yeah, it's been very hectic actually. That's why.
Do tell us what happened so you could brief the viewers also.
Well, I reached Delhi on Thursday late night. I reached Friday. I went to CBI office. Okay. Along with an application because I tried to contact them over the phone, but I mean on phone nothing ever happens. So that's why I decided to go, because most people on the social media, they have been saying that if these are genuine, why is she not handing it over to the CBI? It is very easy to hand over proofs to the CBI. Anyone goes, they entertain. You just have to walk into the office. So these are the kind of trolling that I got. So I thought, okay, let's actually let the people actually see. In fact, even I had invited the likes of Dr. Bhupesh and others who claim to have worked with agencies to help me set up a meeting with the CBI, because they have declared these drives as fake without even verifying the credentials.
Yes.
So so to be sure, and actually the genuine people who want justice for Sushant, they are getting confused.
Yes.
Okay, they are getting confused because the content says, if anyone has gone through all the content, they are almost sure that these drives belong to Sushant.
Yeah.
But then again, when someone, I mean, with the title of a doctor, the forensic expert, whom people think that they are genuinely interested in the, Sushant's justice, they might be, but when they come and keep making videos declaring these fake, and then they are fortified by another forensic expert or someone overseas, they come backing them up and they declare them fake without. And I kept requesting, I kept asking them to set up a meeting with the CBI. When they didn't, I had to take the trouble to fly down to Delhi, okay, and go to the CBI and show the people for themselves actually what happens. It's not that easy. It's not that easy as saying that just go and hand over these things to the CBI. Okay. Yeah. So I went to Delhi office this time, Delhi CBI headquarters, Delhi, on Friday morning. And there I was told that it's a government holiday. And when I checked, actually, Muharram was supposed to be on January 19th, but in Delhi, some other states, they had shifted it to 20th earlier. But in Delhi, on August 20th, the news comes out that in the mainstream media that on the instructions of the union government, the Muharram holiday has been shifted to 20th.
Yeah.
On August 20th itself, the news comes out that the Muharram holiday has been. So I have no way of knowing, right? So here again, I was told that why, if she really wanted to meet CBI, why did she go on a holiday?
Yeah.
But I went there and then I came to know that it was a government holiday. But the person who was there, the officer at the help desk, SI Amit Kumar, he was very helpful and very cooperative. Minaji, I had been to Mumbai CBI office. There, the experience was not so good. They were not responsive. They were not cooperative at all. But here, the person at the help desk, as I said, SI Amit Kumar, he was very cooperative and very helpful. And he told that if I came on Monday, then everyone will be available. So I said that I didn't have intention to stay that long. So I said, okay, I will submit an application. Kindly for an appointment. Kindly hand it over to them. So I submitted an application on Friday. On Friday,
Yeah.
and handed it over to S.I. Amit Kumar.
Yeah.
And then I came back. He said, I asked for stamped sealed acknowledgement as well. But he said, see, I cannot hand over the sealed acknowledgement. This is not the process. It goes inside, they verify it, and then they seal it. And it can't happen on a holiday. Okay. I understood that, and I came back.
Yeah.
All right. But somehow,
So,
I
see,
mean,
see here again, see, you're trying to do what we are also trying to do desperately. One thing is, a lot of us are trying to show to what you call unveil the workings of the fake media. So just now we had spoken about this brilliant officer from CISF who at the airport stopped Salman Khan. Okay. Then two reports came, one in New Indian Express and one in Times of India, saying that, see, he was pulled up for that. Okay. Now everybody assumes that when mainstream media says that, they think that this happened. So when I spoke about this on Twitter, tagging Prime Minister and Amit Shah, so immediately I got a response from CISF saying that, no, it's a wrong report. In fact, we have rewarded the officer, for his, exemplary, sort of professionalism. Now, same thing, in your case, you are taking these drives and going to the CBI head office. Now, if these were fake and you got it through some other means and whatever, and all these people are attacking you about, you wouldn't have gone there and given it. Okay, so you're also trying in your very hard way to prove all your detractors wrong.
No, it's not about proving my detractors wrong, Minaji. If I have to give attention to each and every negativity that comes in, I won't be able to concentrate on the work that is on hand. And trust me, I don't say decoding the drives and trying to remain safe while disclosing such information for which Sushant was killed.
Yes.
Okay. To prevent which the reason Sushant was killed is clear from the drive that he was killed to prevent him from exposing this explosive information, some big names.
Yes.
And I am reading out his work, and some big names are getting exposed. So I have threats as well. I have pressure on as well, and I am being made offers as well. So I cannot talk about all of that because I have decided that whenever I talk in media, I will only talk those things which I can back up with proofs.
Yeah.
Okay. So, where were we?
So coming back to the fact, see, we are all in this mission to get justice for Sushant, Jia Khan. Okay, we are talking about Disha. We are talking about Jhanvi Kukreja. We are talking about Sri Devi. So what happens is, Deepti, in different ways, all of us are facing lot of brickbats. Okay, even the people who are doing their work in the airports, like the genuine officers, they are also being pulled down just to push these these superstars up to say that they are the best and they can't be, nothing can touch them. No, a small officer said, you go back, okay, and you better show everything before you enter the airport. Who are you? As far as I'm concerned, you're just a person who has entered the airport. You have to show your credentials, So this is something Minaji, that everybody likes.
Minaji, and it's such a sad state of affairs that something which is actually should be followed by every policeman. We are applauding and celebrating because one person has done his duty.
His work.
Such is the pathetic state of affairs around. After seeing and witnessing the state of Maharashtra police, Mumbai police especially, the past few days, whatever came out in the news.
And look at what Rane. See, Rane was having, he's a 60-year-old person. He was having his food. They did not even let him have his food. Can you imagine the kind of bullying this Mahavikas Aghadi's government is doing to a senior person? I mean, you can always say, please, sir, have your food. Then we'll take you. No. This is just like what they did to Arnab.
See, because he gave some strong statement.
Yeah,
I mean, I really appreciate him for that.
Anything. It's a democracy. You see?
No.
Yeah,
Minaji,
yeah,
I'm not supporting. I'm
yeah,
not supporting
yeah,
what the Maharashtra
understood,
government did to
understood.
run.
Yeah, yeah,
What I'm saying that
yeah,
why it was done, because he gave a very strong statement, and I think the Maharashtra government is showing that it should not be messed with. I mean, it's
yes.
sort of
They're
arrogancy.
showing
It's
their
being,
dadagiri. Yeah,
yes,
dadagiri.
they are displaying arrogancy
Yes, yes.
very openly, and it's
Yeah,
very sad that it's been happening since past quite few months,
yes.
and no action is being taken by the center or the higher ups, because it's high time. It has
Yeah,
to be checked.
yeah.
Anyway,
But you
coming
see,
back
Deepti,
to
also Deepti, but bear in mind, this was the same arrogance shown by Paramveer Singh and Wazir. But you know where it has landed them now. You see.
yes,
So
yes.
it's a very short time for this government.
So yes, I'm not saying that things are all bad because
Yeah,
of the voices we are raising. And
yes,
Minaji, you have a very big role to play. I mean, like, uh, there are many YouTube channels which have come up after Sushant's death, but
yeah,
you are one true journalism. I know your background a bit. You have, I don't know if you are comfortable discussing about it or not, but I will just say that Minaji, you are someone who has the guts to stand up to the highest power, to stand by the truth. And you have faced a lot of trouble for that in the past as well, at the
lot
cost
of
of
problems.
death on your life.
Yeah,
So this is what true journalism is all about, which is lacking in the mainstream media. And
yeah,
since you spoke about mainstream media, there is another incident that happened recently, which my one of my team members, Dhruva,
yeah,
he spoke about it. What happened was that in Times of India, when that thing
yeah,
happened, they dived into the Mithi River and recovered the drives of
yeah,
Sachin Vajay.
yeah,
So very boldly, one for car number plate was shown
yeah,
as being recovered. Though
yeah.
Republic reported the number plate as it was shown in the pic, Times of India went ahead and published an article, and it just, it changed one alphabet by
Uh,
mistake or whatever it was.
uh,
But that changed number, it belonged to a two-wheeler of a girl in Pune, and she
uh.
was harassed with
Oh,
calls.
okay.
So
I see.
such is the irresponsible journalism.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
team member Dhruva, he called Times of India to,
Mm, mm.
rectify the mistake.
Rectify.
And yes, he faced a lot of problem trying to get to connect to the right person
Yeah,
who was willing to talk. And
yeah,
finally, when he could get someone to talk, the
yeah.
response he got was that चलता है इतना बड़े बड़े में कि ये छोटे मिस्टेक्स चलते हैं.
So that's how
if
they.
if a media group as big as Times of India
Yeah, yeah,
behaves such irresponsibly, then I don't know what more to say.
yeah, yeah. No, we are fighting a lot of forces, Deepti. All of us combined together, we are fighting many things. And see, even if you say, I know, when you tweet something, you or me, we get a lot of people trying to attack us. And then see, they don't look at the age of the person or anything. They will say anything, to degrade you. But see, it reflects back poorly on the person who tweets. So it could
Exactly,
be an
exactly.
actor's fan, or it could be someone else's, a cheerleader. So it is reflecting badly on the person.
Minaji, see, I'm not saying people should not have doubts. People should
Yeah,
not question. In
yeah,
fact, I am asking people to question. Don't
yes,
stay calm.
yeah,
Don't believe whatever you are being fed. Ask
yeah,
questions.
yeah,
But what is happening on the social media is that
yeah, yeah,
most of the people are
yeah,
asking questions to create doubts in the minds of the people.
yes,
Genuine questions can be understood. So there are a lot of mind games being played.
yes.
Firstly, the cabal that we are talking about, and that which you have been extensively covering, Meenaji, on all
Yes,
the aspects. And hats off to you. You covered Michael Jackson. You covered Sunanda Pushkar.
yeah,
These are all this all happened due to the different branches of the same gang, same cabal.
yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you are doing a great job making people aware. I hope that every citizen of India watches your channel so that there is a
Thank you.
revolution.
Yeah. So sweet
They
of
need
you.
to watch. They
Deepti,
need
so
to
sweet
watch,
of you.
Minaji. They need
See,
to watch.
I'll tell you, see, when I was in Dubai, I had a dream of, starting a channel of my own. Okay, but finances didn't help me at all. And then I kept it in the back burner. And then let me tell you a little bit, viewers, before Deepti starts reading her diary. And then my son Jaydev, who also comes on the channel, he said that, see, Mom, why don't you just start a channel of yours in YouTube? Because you have so much to say and you're not scared of anyone, so do it. So in the beginning, I didn't feel very comfortable. Then I said, okay, now since he's saying it, let's start it. And that's how. And he put the name and everything. I wasn't the person who named it. He said, Mom, we make it Candid Meena because you're so candid when you talk. That's how it started, Deepti. And now, see, everybody, when the moment I ask them for an interview, they're all game because they know that this channel is a serious one. We do not make fun of people. Whoever the guest is, we give so much of respect. He may agree with us or he may not agree with us, but that person who comes is a guest, and we respect them.
Even Minaji, few big people I know who are genuine and who know you. They have high regards for you and your journalism, in fact.
Yeah, thank you.
I've heard from my sources.
It means a lot,
well.
Deepti. It means a lot, especially because, see, when I speak to you or I speak to people like Jia's mother, and Janvi Kukreja's mother. See, a lot of people who are in this whole mess, trying to make some sense of it and trying to, get some justice for all these people. I feel so good. It's like I'm on a mission. And whenever I look at, when I pray at night, I keep asking, have I done my duty? That's what I ask. If I've not done, then I cannot sleep. You see. So that's the only mission that we have. Nobody is paying us, Deepti, and we are not taking anybody's funds. So the heart is clear, and the mind is also clear. We are working with a purpose, and I'm sure it will work.
And it will reach, because it will reach the right people.
Yeah,
it will reach the right people, and it is reaching the right people. But I hope it reaches more and more people.
Yes.
And so I will continue about my journey of in Delhi. Okay.
Yeah.
So I had some other works also, so I stayed back. I was planning to return on Saturday itself, but since I went there, I thought of going on a working day when all the officers will be available. And so I stayed put, attended other works, and then on Monday again I went to the CBI office, and this time I was let inside the reception. What happens is that at the help desk, any officer belong to any force like CISF or they are usually there. So S.I. Amit Kumar belonged to CISF. So this time I was allowed another step inside. Okay. Further, I passed that help desk and I went inside to the reception, to the lobby. Okay. there, and that was at that help desk. CBI officer was sitting, a CBI staff was sitting.
Yeah.
Okay. And she was a lady. Okay. So I told her about the background and all, and she said, "No. How can you meet? Something happened, some hiccups happened, and again I said, that day he told us that no, you have to have an application. Unless they call you, how can you go and meet? See, that's the reason I gave the application for, and since people were not available, I was told by, no, they belong to CISF. Okay, you have come to meet it. So there was some things that happened. Okay, so I said, okay, fine, not a problem, but can I get the acknowledgement at least of that application?
Yeah.
So then she told me that how can you get the acknowledgement of an application which you submitted on that day today?
Yeah.
I said, see, that has already reached the person, the CISF officer has already done his duty. It has reached inside. So I just want the acknowledgement. She said, no, you have to resubmit the application again. So, I don't know Delhi, right? Again, going out, and it was too hot and humid there. So going out, finding a place, Xerox shop or whatever. So,
and you're a lady. See, you need to, go to the restroom. You need to do so many things. Yeah.
There are a lot of things. I was held up. Yeah, I was held up for close to 3 years, 3 hours or so doing all that. So I made 2 copies of the, I shared that application as well.
Yes.
Which I resubmitted, mentioning everything. And I went and submitted it to her. And this time she was very, very, her entire demeanor was very, very cooperative. She said, see, I'm trying to help you. We are there to guide you in the right way. So, in the morning, there were a lot of people around. and you two got heated up, and so nothing like that. We are here to help you, and say, but everything has to follow a procedure. She started explaining, and I said, okay, not a problem, as long as it's sending in the right way. So then everything went smoothly. I was not allowed inside. Okay, some things happened there. I was not allowed inside. I was made to sit, but usually people are allowed to go inside, submit the application, and then they get the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Not directly to the person with whom we are requesting the application, but to the control room.
Yeah.
To the control room. But I was not allowed. I was made to sit in a very comfortable air-conditioned lobby, and the person, the officer himself came out with a seal and all. They stamped it, and they said, see, we are having all the right people work on your application. You will get a call back very soon. Within 7 days, you will get a call back, the lady told me. And it all ended very well. I said, okay, fine. Thank you so much. Please don't have any hard feelings of what happened in the morning and all. No, it's okay. I mean, it happens. So it ended smoothly. So I'm waiting for a call back. I have, let's see how this goes.
A lot of effort. I mean, see, going to Delhi, making this effort. Again, since it was a holiday, you went again and you did it. Hats off to you, Deepti. See, the kind of dedication that you're showing.
And Minaji, I don't want to tell this, but I just want to here, going there, staying. See, I cannot stay even if I have people like my relatives or my friends over there. With the nature of work that I'm doing, I cannot go and stay at their place and subject them to risk.
Yes.
So I have to take care of my own, like at a hotel or something. So it's a whole lot of trouble going. Mumbai, I went twice. I didn't. Again, Delhi. I mean, so I think it's the agency should do the running around for the evidences.
And they should treat any evidence as, so much of power. That is what is going to ultimately lead you to the truth.
And why so much of red tapeism? Like I am there, you are there. This application you have to call back. You can just simply call in and because see, I don't carry the drives around with me. It's too risky. Only after the time is fixed. Only after I have time is fixed, when the validation will be made, and I will bring it straight to that place. After first meeting. Right. For the first meeting only, if I am made to run around so much, if a common man is made run around so much.
See, also the fact that, Deepti, if they pretend that they don't know, what you're doing, it's wrong. Because it's all over social media. Okay? Everybody knows what is happening and who is doing it. Okay? So if they're pretending that a lady has come from so far and she cannot be, entertained, then that means there is something behind it. Okay. Now, if the top officer is true to his, his uniform, he will overcome all this. But if the people in between, the middle people, are trying to make fuss, if it has to reach the top officer, it will reach, and you will get the call.
Yes, Minaj, that's the reason. Because in Srideviji's case, I went through contacts, and got things done. But ultimately, where I stand today, things will come out. Things will come out. That's why I have stopped talking about Sridevi case. I have decided that till it comes out from external source itself, I am not going to talk about it. There's a lot happening on that front. So it will come out soon. But yes, in Sushant's case, I learned from that mistake. I started keeping everything on public domain.
Yes.
Because once everything is on public domain, it can't be,
erased.
It can't be erased. Or manipulated.
And on top of that, all the comments of public also, who are all standing for justice for Sushant. Everything comes out very frankly.
Seriously, I mean, not only the names in the drives, but people having illogical problems with the drives being shared in the public are also ending up exposing themselves.
Yes. Yeah, okay. So whenever you're ready, let's start the session.
Yes, Meenaji, I just want to tell the your viewers one thing today. Please excuse me, I am not prepared for today because I am rushing. I just came back, today early morning. So I didn't have the time to prepare, and also I don't know what the slides I'm reading. It might have a lot of his thoughts more than express. Okay, so shall we start, Meenaji?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. This slide is going to speak about some inner secrets of the industry. And also at the end of this set of slides, you will find some documents and proof connecting the same. But the main thing that needs to be taken care is how to get this executed. Because the most important thing that comes into consideration when any task is taken up is the execution. How do we execute the work? And how do we make sure that we get the desired result? It is very important that we actually make sure that we have our plans ready. But only planning will take us nowhere. How do we execute those plans? Forms the major part of the journey. And this is one important thing that needs to be done very wisely. And ensure that we have those steps ready and we just perform our duty. This journey which we took, wherein we felt the need to do something so that everyone knows what is happening inside the industry and what exactly is the way some things function, not just in the industry, but in the society as well. We had gone through a lot of changes and challenges. Changes in ourselves, the circle of friends we had, and much more. And the challenges were how could we make sure that we emerge out of the issues we were facing and finish our work. Though while writing this today, I would be wrong to say that we are done with our work. But from the day one, if we take today's day, we have completed around 50% of the task we were to do. I am telling 50% here because the back end job and the way the matters come out to the public eye, these are two different things. And we are yet to start on the path wherein we will get this out there and for all the people to know. Some things that you will read in this drive will shock you to the core, but the hard reality is such that you need to take things the way they are. This is very important for us to understand that some truths are not that pleasant to digest or to read, but the fact always remains as the fact. But the fact always remains as the fact, no matter what, how much ever you try to or not, the fact remains as the fact, and no one can do anything about it. And this is the universal truth. The only request I got to make here is that whatever be the scenario of the things, these things, whatever I have mentioned, made notes of, or you will find it in these drives, this is the result of the hard work of everyone who is associated in this. And the fact is that we all did do our best to ensure that most of the information that we have collected and made notes of, we did our best to try and validate it to the best of our knowledge. And now, when I want to come out with it, I did speak to some people who have good knowledge on these things. And the feedback given to me was whatever it is, unless you back it up with the necessary supportive stuff, whatever you do, however true it may be, it's as good as nothing. But yes, if there is something which can give a lead or hint or something which can actually connect to some incidents, then there will be investigation done on it. And this is how the system works. When I sit back and think today, the fact that revolves around every issue is the time that is taken by the system to come to a conclusion. I in no way am blaming them or trying to raise an allegation on anyone. But the fact is that we need to be faster in the way we handle these issues. Agreed, there are a lot of issues that are there and they will take time. But what better could be an opportunity to make sure that there is ample job opportunities than increase the manpower everywhere? By mentioning everywhere here, what I mean is courts, police, and the civil administration. If we have double the number of people we have today, and if each one is asked to work time bound, then a solution can be found. But I am not the decision maker. But yes, I will give my suggestion to the concerned people when I meet them. The only reason the crime rate is increasing is because the way our system works, by the time the result is achieved, the joy behind it lost in the years of wait, and most of the times the person who has committed the crime would have lived his whole life, as I have discussed in the earlier drives. The jails too are not a place where punishment is served, but rather have become, I don't want to comment anything here. You can use your intellect and complete the sentence. The most important decision that the authorities should make, if at all they want any reform in the society, is that they should set time frames for everything and hold everyone accountable. The main thing that comes here is that what are the priorities, as priorities play a major role in how our mind functions. It becomes very important to have the right set of ideas with the right priorities too. If you want to execute something, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of it plays a major role in it. You need to number them out. Unless you do this, there is no way logical conclusions can be achieved. This is what has to be done and how it has to be done. The authorities have to do a lot of brainstorming on this, because the way the things are happening in the society today, we are going nowhere. We need to ensure we do the right thing at the right time. And this is possible only when the authorities take the right decisions. I'm going to make sure that I will bring these matters out and then let the public decide. But what is the main thing that is the need of the hour, as I have kept speaking about it, is that the public needs to wake up. The public needs to voice out. The public needs to ask the people who are in power today, only because of the public, what they are doing, why they are doing, and what do they plan to achieve by doing this. Unless the public wakes up from slumber and starts asking the questions, there is no way this issue can be sorted out. I feel ashamed and confused sometimes that for a crime to happen, it's a matter of a few minutes, most of the times. I'm only talking of the execution here. If we take planning into consideration too, then it is hardly a matter of few months for the planning, and then the execution happens. But for the justice to happen, it takes years. Or most of the times, the system is so good that there is nothing at all around it. Even before the matter comes to light, it's brushed down the carpet. And this is what has been happening since years now. Unless it's a big name, there is no case made, even. And if a case happens, the case remains nothing but a file, which is meant to be there sitting on the shelf and accumulating dirt and dust and nothing else. I might be sounding rude here, but all that I'm doing here is that I'm seeing myself in the mirror, because I'm also a part of the society. I'm also a part of the system. I'm also one amongst the people. I too have voted. I too have paid my taxes. I have made sure I have done everything I was supposed to do to perfection. And despite doing this, I am deprived of my basic rights. I am deprived of my fundamental needs. I am deprived of facts which need to be kept out in the open. Whatever is the case, whatever is the agenda behind it, the most important thing is that we need to know what is happening around us. And how do we get to know is the most important question, which many try to seek an answer everywhere, but not within themselves. Most of these questions have answers within yourself. It is very important that we need to make some decisions wherein we take certain things on high priority basis. The only reason I am writing such a lengthy introduction to the matter is just because I want to ensure that certain things are put out in the right way, so that there is no confusion created and there is no way that people get off track when the matters come out. So in this drive, I am going to cover the following subjects with a detailed analysis of what is the entire story behind it and what made me choose this and pick this up. The only reason I am doing this, I will repeat again, is because the mistakes I made taught me a lesson. And this lesson, which what I have learned, I am writing it down here, just because I want to ensure that whoever reads this has an idea on this and does not repeat the same. The only thing I want to make sure is that the three things that govern the society know their limits, and if they miss their limits, they should be reminded about the same. And this is when we will have a neat and clean society. The three, according to me, that govern the society are people, system, media, press. I will just explain in brief way. I will just explain in brief why I have chosen these as the parameters to sum up what the society is all about. People, you and me, the common man, the celebrity, the anyone, we are the main reason for all that is happening in the society, be it good or bad. It's only because of us, the choices we make, the decisions we take, everything is around this. And it's us who have to fend for ourselves to have what we want and to achieve what we can. The silence we often maintain is one of the main reasons why the people who want us to do so are ruling us today. It's because we don't want to raise our voice, but today, if we don't, we will have worse tomorrow. I have kept telling about this. I'm writing this again here so that it gets deep into everyone's system, that we all need to join hands together and show that it's because of us you people are where you are. It's because of us that you people have a position. It's because of it's because we follow you, you are becoming famous. It's because of us and our money you get your payments. It's because of us you are healthy and happy. But why is it that you keep everything hidden from us? System, everything apart from the people: police, court, civil bodies, government, corporates, banks, and others. This is the system, this is that sector which is completely dependent on people to get anything and everything. And then this is the same system who wants to dominate on the people and make sure that they always keep the people convinced on what they are doing and saying is for the good of the people. Go back and analyze for yourself. If we were not there, can any of these perform? The answer is a blunt no. Then why are we letting ourselves get exploited? We are only reason why we are suffering, and we are the only reason why all that is happening to us is happening. No change comes to you easy. You need to go through the pain and the challenges that come along as packages. This is the hard reality of life, and this is what everyone needs to understand. Press or media. This, do I need to write anything about these people? The people who actually have the most important responsibility on their head, and that is to ensure that they share the right information with the source of it too. But what do these people do? Source becomes sources, and news ends up with a question mark. And then it's gone. Nothing, never, ever. This is how the media is performing these days. Not everyone, but most of them from those days where a pen was as powerful as the sword. No wonder. The pen, even to date, is as powerful as the sword. But these days, the ink of the pen has become human blood, human tears, human emotions, unfortunately, but true. There are a lot of reforms needed, and how it has to be done will be discussed in this particular chapter. The basic thing which I have gotten to know is that it's how you get to the things that make or breaks the issue at hand. For you, these people follow a particular pattern wherein they will keep their eyes on you, have their ears on your, and get into your close circle. I have kept speaking on this, but I am repeating it over and over and over again because this is what you need to have it deeply rooted in you. That if something is going wrong, then the first place you need to search is your close circle, your inner ring, and especially those people who suddenly started getting more sweet towards you. This is the main way how they keep a watch on you, how they make sure that they will keep track of every single movement of yours. When sometimes you are confused as to what to do and what not to, what is the best thing that needs to be done in order to achieve what you want to, and you have nothing but confusion in your mind, the first thing we should do is to close our eyes and try to stop the entire thought process. This is one way that you can stabilize your mind, because to take important decisions, a stable mind is most important, and it's very much needed to have that unbiased angle to look into things before you actually decide what step you need to take. This I am not writing without a reason. The reason I am writing this is because one such mistake made by someone actually exposed him totally. The mistake was not that big, but the only thing big in that was the mind was disturbed. This man is none other than Aditya Thackeray, and the mistake he made was blurt out on something. I will make it a point to give individual attention to each of these issues, but as and when the thing happens, but as and when the things happen, it becomes my responsibility to actually pen it down. The thing is not that I will forget, but the most important aspect is that when you have people involved with you in anything, the best way to ensure all are on the same page is to put things on paper. Put it down then and there as it comes to your mind. because this is the best way. Anyone who is with you or someone who later joins you will exactly know how far have we come and how far we have to go. It is very important that we realize that when it is teamwork, each member on the team is equally important. And the only way to keep the team intact is to have everything out there where anyone can get back and check on any time. And you don't need to answer a lot of questions around it. This has to be followed and is being followed. That's why I will make notes of everything that I have been going through. But yes, some people need special mention, and I will make sure I will do it when I am done with this work, because these people are the people who are the troublemakers, who are responsible for most of the mess that is happening around, and who also promote, provoke, and support people who want to do wrong. Now, this context that I am explaining here now is very important and teaches all of us a very important lesson too. And that's why I put it out in this way. When I was into something else and we were actively involved in it, some call comes from an unknown number. I didn't want to receive it, but then the call kept on coming, saying like I had 8 calls under 15 minutes. I was not sure what to do. Then I decided whatever happens, we will take care of it later, and received the call. The caller was Aditya. He was fully ferocious on He was fully ferocious. He was like, I have heard you are working around Divya Bharti and Parveen Bhabhi deaths. What is it that you want to do? Why are you honestly indulging yourself into things you shouldn't be doing? Don't you have any other better job to do? Excuse me. He went on, you are too small a kid to get into all this. Stay away from these things. I'm telling it for your own good. See, the people you want to take on are not good people. And also, I have gotten to hear that you are trying to establish connections to my family too. Who are you? What is it that you want? Why my family? See, one thing, everyone knows what has happened and is silent. Why do you want to get into this dirt? Are you not happy with your work? If you want more work, let me know. I will help you stay busy. Why are you why are you into all this? I maintained my silence. That pissed him off totally. I am going on and on, and you are silent. What have you thought about me? A barking dog? He asked. I was still silent. Then he told me, blunt on my face, it's not just us. Everyone knows what had happened and what is the reason it was done. Divya Bharti, when her incident happened, it was not even our generation. Then why are you so much interested into all of it? Back then, when they wanted to bury down the issue, everyone was paid. And one thing, let me tell you, you are not going to achieve anything out of it, and you will be left alone and helpless. It's not too late, walk out of it. Just to make sure that I add a little more to his frustration, I just said, what if I would be recording this call? To which he bluntly said, friend, I know what you do and what you don't. For now, you are not recording the call for sure. But one thing is there. But one thing is there. In this, even if you are just an actor, a small actor, I would say. And I am the government of the state. Do I need to educate you what will happen if you take me on? I will repeat this, Minaji. Yeah, I mean, here Aditya is threatening Sushant. Okay. Okay. Right. You are just an actor, a small actor, I would say, and I am the government of the state. Do I need to educate you what will happen if you take me on? Stay away from me. And yes, these tricks that I am recording the call and stuff, keep it to yourself. I have your total horoscope in my hands, and you don't know how bad we can trap you if you continue. I am concerned for you, so I just wanted to talk it out. We are youngsters and we have an entire lifetime to live. Why spoil your head behind the people who are long forgotten? Still, there is time. Back off, and he hung up. My doubts around the things that were happening around me started getting more confirmed. And I was getting more sure on the people who, as I had started the conversation, had started getting more and more sweet towards me, just to study my mannerisms and body language. This is why I said, if someone suddenly starts behaving too sweet with you, please take it with a pinch of salt. A 29-year-old boy and this kind of language and guts, my God, what do I say? All this is happening because this is what we all are seeing from a very young age. Crime pays. The meaning of this word, according to me, has changed. And it has changed because the intent to get to the truth is lacking in most of the cases. If we see around everywhere in any country, we Indians had the setups, but the only things we Indians lack is intent. We have the skill, we have everything in us, but the only thing that sometimes we don't is the will and what we call as the intent. If we all stand together and raise our voice against what is wrong, the backbones of these people will be broken and they will never ever be able to stand up again. This is why this work, what we are doing, is very important to see the light of the day. And it's very, very important that the public knows everything that is happening. Because the only reason these things are happening, Minaji, I would like to take a minute break here. I have to make, I have to make some.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
So, friends, I'll just take a few comments of yours and when she wait for her to come back. So this section is very explosive, as you see, of what she's reading. And now we're making the sort of connections. Yes, the kind of work that Deepti is doing is remarkable. Tangam, Pinniti, ma'am, putting so much of effort at this hour of pandemic. Super. Regarding the CISF news, lovely. Salute to both of you for your humanitarian thoughts. Thank you, Tangam. Explain how SSR took Asif and the other guy's name when they were alive. They were killed after his death. Yeah, it looks like. That's a very good point made by Meenakshi Singh. She says that, see, if they're given everything ready-made, then that's easy for them. Exactly. That's what they want, I suppose. Yes, absolutely, Indran. Yes, Meera, you're right. Pinky, Pink Rani Shah. See, she cannot explain things. She's just reading it. See, we wanted her to come back and read the diaries. So now you'll have to understand it yourself. And see, there's no time for her to explain it. So please try to understand. You have to understand it yourself, or with discussions with your, with the people who are already online. Sushant is right. What we Indians lack is the intent to go after these anti-social elements. It's this problem that everybody faces. Saurabh, sorry for this request, but can you recap what she said? So far as I joined a bit late, apologies in advance if this bothers anyone. Saurabh, I can't do that because she'll be joining in a few minutes. So I'd rather read the comments and then wait for her to come back. So perhaps you could take the time to relook at the video session so you understand what she has said. Kudos from KB. Kudos, Deepti, for all your hard work and efforts. More power to you. Stay safe, praying for success in this mission. We all want justice for the innocent souls. I feel that they have a copy. That's why they're not taking a copy from her. This is what she also said. Deepti also said they may be having a copy. Asif and Nahar was SSR friends. Who knew his? Yes. Uh, Pink Rani, we cannot go into SSR's mind and understand what he's trying to say. This is what he's written. Now you will have to take it as it is. I mean, we can't give interpretations of what SSR is saying because we are not in his shoes. So that's what I'm clearly trying to tell you. So, Jacob, great job. So, Pink Rani, if you do not believe in this diary, and if you feel that this is all wrong, then why are you listening to it? I don't understand. Shall I just remove you? Okay, Deepti is back with us. Yeah, Deepti, thank you.
Yes, Manoj, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
so where was I?
Yeah, you were saying about you his threatening calls and Aditya Thackeray's threatening calls.
Okay, just a second. Yes. The only reason these things are happening is because what is happening and what is shown are two different things. What is happening is never shown, and what is shown is not what happened. If we take the crime chart, there have been so many crimes that have happened where there is no mention about it anywhere, any place. Now, for example, let's take the case of the hit and run of Salman Khan. Ravindra Pachel, everyone has heard this name. But Dayashankar Singh, how many of you have heard this name? Who is this Dayashankar Singh? Where is he now? And what actually happened to him? Let's unwind this mystery. When I met a few people, I will get to it in detail when I write description on these people. But for now, let me put it in this way. I met a few random people, and that's when I found out that one of the very first people who rose their voice against this incident, which Salman was involved, was Dayashankar Singh. He, along with Ravindra Patil, were very active. But then, what happened to Dayashankar Singh? Exactly 4 months after all this had started, he was found dead on the railway tracks, and there was not a single word spoken about it anywhere. At least me, I tried to do so much research around it and check on old news. I couldn't find any because this matter was buried down. This is one incident I have spoken. But if you go back to the pages of history and open them, you will find a lot more of these incidents that have happened. And if I had to make notes of all of it, then I wouldn't finish if I used every inch of space available on earth. Because how deep these people are and how much dirty the current scenario is. But yes, the only hope that is alive is that people are not keeping quiet because they do not want to raise the voice. The only reason they are quiet now is that there is no way they can get this done. Because as a matter of fact, the names involved in these are huge and are deeply connected and are very, very powerful. If someone who has zero knowledge of investigations can actually get to the CCTV footage, yes. If you are thinking about Jia Khan, here you're spot on. I'm talking about Jia Khan case, only here. Here I will give a detailed account of how it as and how I will get my hands a little more deeper into it. But as of now, if we go by what we have heard and seen, it's her mother Rabia ji who got her hands on the CCTV footage. The police were never interested in the case at all. I too tried to do something around it. I was bluntly asked, "How much can you pay?" It's a matter of great shame that in order to do something good without any benefit to you in terms of money, yes, the biggest benefit one would get here is a clean society. But for a moment, let's think of someone who wants to do good but does not have that big a purse. Will he go ahead? The answer, unfortunately, unless I want to console myself otherwise, is no. This for me This, for me, is one huge reason why the common man prefers to go into a shell, despite being harassed and done wrong with. Because if he chooses to fight for himself, every door he would knock on would be a pinch on his purse. And if his source of income is limited, then he would end up begging on the streets to fend for his family. So, what worries the most here is that this kind of justice system, this kind of civil administration, and this corruption in the society is the biggest curse on our society. And these are the weeds that are actually putting brakes on any positive initiative anyone can plan that could actually do some good for our society, because the bottom line in the today's scenario is that in order to just get some files of your requirement, the minimum you would have to pay is anywhere around 8 to 10,000 rupees. And yes, do not be under the impression that I am just writing it down here. The people who can do these jobs for you do not have any shame. And actually, if I can put it in this way, they have a menu card with them. They have a menu card with them. This is what this will cost, and this is what that will cost. You pay the money, you get your job done. Else, even if the person who is concerned, on whom the crime has happened, and who did the crime, if they die and are reborn and die again and are born again, the case would still be there, going nowhere in most of the scenarios. This has happened. And it is happening even to date. And this is the sorry and sad state of affairs that we are currently into, and we need to put a full stop to it soon. I sometimes also think that it's the low amount of salaries the people who are in the lower level get, the peons, the constables. I'm talking of this sector. It's wrong, no doubt about it. But in a city like Mumbai, a salary of 20,000 and you are a family of four, what can you do out of it? These are the words of one honest constable. He says, there are perks, but it is hardly enough. And when seniors eat it, becomes mandatory that even you eat. If you don't eat, then you are looked down upon and made fun of. I am sorry. Let me make one thing clear here. I'm not trying to defame anyone, and the respect for the government servants is always there. But what I am speaking is the fact, and not a single soul on the face of this earth can deny to this. There are good and honest people out there, but the people above them do not let them work in peace and honesty. This man openly told me, even if we want to do our duty honestly, the senior who is sitting on our head does not let us do it. And this is why most of the times we are left helpless. When I joined the force, I had thought, I will do this for my country. I will do that for my country. But today, after all these years of service, all I am forced to think is that better than this, I would drive taxi on the streets of Mumbai. At least I could spend the time with my family and be happy without all this tension. There is no guarantee that what time your phone will ring and what situation or condition your seniors will leave you in. I seriously felt bad. But what can be done? It's the reality. And as I always say, reality is not always pleasant. Any case that has happened in our country, be it before independence, be it during the time we just got our independence, be it during the times we were trying to stand up, be it today after 70 plus years of independence, if we go if we go back and see how far has our system grown, we will know for ourselves, no matter what anyone would say or try or and justify, our growth on this front is almost zero. Maybe some points above zero, everything else has changed. But the way in which the system operates, unfortunately, has not. And this has been there since eternity. And as I have said earlier, the parties in existence, now the parties that were there, the parties that were formed, or the parties that no longer exist. If you take everything as a mathematical problem, and total, you will find everyone is equal. A ray of hope has come in the form of the current government. But all that we need to sit back and watch now is that whether this government will be able to perform in front of so much challenge, and so much opposition. See the CAA, see the other things that are happening in the country today. You will see how stars. I want to repeat this again, Minaji. I got disturbed. Yeah. And so much opposition. See the CAA, see the other things that are happening in the country today. You will see how stars too supported the people who were against the country. Even a layman knows that if all this gets recorded, then the real people who are a part of the country only, they will be left, not others. But there is a lot of things going on this front too. And I'm not quite sure on how to make this a matter of substance. Because when it comes to the question of vote bank politics, no one is a saint. At least for now, the satisfaction in my mind is that there is an effort being put, which we can see. But the agenda behind it is what innocents are feeling confused. What looks to the eye is that innocent people are into it. But no, these are not innocents. Most of the people involved here, for them, these protests are their 9 to 6 jobs. We all need to understand. Okay. Aminaji, I will go back again. I think I have left.
Yeah, please, please,
Yeah.
please.
But the agenda behind it is what innocents are feeling confused. What looks to the eye is that innocent people are into it. But no, these are no innocents. Most of the people involved here, for them, these protests are 9 to 6 jobs. We all need to understand this. No, if you're thinking it's common man who is on the street out there, then you are mistaken. Most of the people who become a part of such movements are paid. Let's, for example, take the Anna Hazare movement. Apart from Anna Hazare, most of them who were a part of the movement, where are they today? Go back and do some homework on this. You will find answers for yourself. And the one person who wanted to get this out in the public was put to rest. And the matter was easily covered up with a narrative that she drowned in the bathtub. Not just Sridevi for that matter. Parveen Bhabiji also wanted to do some strong expose around the Tada. Gulshan Kumar wanted to expose the mafia. If I can put it out in the right way, out of 100 cases of people who have been silenced, only one has made it out in the news. This is how bad the situation is the society today. And it is now or never. I am having stories and real life incidents to learn from. So I decided to write all this down. Because I feel if these people too did something similar, then the thing would be entirely different. I know I am on the radar and I might have to pay a heavy price. I am ready and prepared for it. But I have ensured, with or without me, these people have filled their pots. And the reverse timer has started. Now the only thing they will see is downfall. And all their warriors fall down like a pack of cards. Epics and scriptures say that every time when truth waged a war against evil, some lives were sacrificed, and many people martyred for the cause of. I am ready for this too, because it's not important how many years you have lived. It's important that how many lives you have added to the years you have lived. It's said that human life is got after a lot of accumulated good karma. And this is life that God has given me. I will ensure I will do full justice to it because He has given me a brain, a heart, and a tongue. A brain to think what is right, a heart to feel it, and a tongue to speak it out. I am just going to do only this. This is what everyone should do. And the current norm, where evil is overpowering the good, I will make sure I will put my effort to change it and make sure that I will make people realize that it's the good that stays forever and the crime actually pays, if not today, tomorrow, as I have kept speaking about it. All that is needed is one movement where mass awakening happens, and once this movement happens, these people will have nowhere to hide their faces. And this is the real victory. Strike, 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 and strike. Keep giving one blow after the another, because the biggest challenge is these people are too strong to bow down for one or two blows. For that matter, even 100 blows. You take a break, they will find a way out once you start. Once you start, you need to go on, and if you stop, they will bounce back for sure. This is my biggest concern, because I know it for a matter of fact that one break, one stop, and they will be back with a full swing. So the things I have to do to ensure once I start this keeps going on is: number one, organize a press conference. Number two, get to the media channels. Not sure if this will work out. Number three, organize a team and make sure I put this out in simple words in social media, and the team will do the circulation. Number four, speak about it on open platforms and public gatherings. Number five, speak about it during any function that if I am called once I start this. Number six, try and make sure that there is a medium set where people who have faced these issues in the past can connect. Number seven, create awareness videos on the same. 8. Make small groups and start approaching people to help circulate the facts. Number 9. Get in touch with homemakers, women. Make the best use of Yudhishthir's curse. Number 10. Approach radio channels. Number 11. Circulate the documents from house to house. Number 12. Approach social cause organizations. Number 13. Contact publications. Write all this in a book and get it printed and published and distributed for free. Number 14. Take the help of newspapers. Not sure if this will work out either, but what's wrong in trying? Number 15. Conduct cultural events, and in those events spread word on this. Number 16. Worker unions. Number 17. Laborers and common people. Number 18. Pamphlet distribution. I know it might end up being a tissue paper, but for me, out of 10 lakh pamphlets, even if 100 people read it, then it's a big success for me. Number 19. Use my popularity to promote and speak about this. Hope I have some. Number 20. Advertise on taxis and public transport. This I'm not sure how it will work out, but yes, I will give it a try. Number 21. Appoint someone and use a speaker on an open jeep and make that person read out whatever is written while the jeep goes around. Safety has to be taken, or of course. For now, this is my 21-point agenda and on how I'm going to come out. I will add on more points to this as and how my work progresses. Some things do not need any reasoning or explanation, because the instance and the situation around it is the biggest explanation to the fact that the things have happened in a particular manner and there are a lot of strings attached to it. But the biggest irony is that these do not hold good when you want to challenge someone. The fact in the world today is that some issues which look so conclusive to the naked eye also needs explanation. And when I tried speaking it out with people I know from the fraternity, the answer was, that is how it is. Nothing much can be done on that. I just do not understand that when the circumstances and the happening around it are screaming, this is what has happened, what more can be added to it? In reality, if a little bit of common sense is applied, nothing else is needed. But the fact is that people speak volumes on this subject, common sense. But when the time actually comes where it needs to be applied, it just vanishes out in the thin air. I just don't understand what happens to the intellect and the common sense of the people when the time for application comes. Some obvious factors being the confusion that is fed onto them and the mass of wrong that is being portrayed and the people who follow it. It's not that easy to stand out and stand out alone. But yes, at times this needs to be done. Because if we all are of the same kind, what change are we wanting? And who will initiate the change? Everyone wants to bell the cat, but who will do it is the biggest question mark. And the other risk involved is, if I enter this Chakravyuh, will I end up being another Abhimanyu? Completely understandable, but what needs to be done needs to be done. And if you see today, it is Abhimanyu's name that is taken with respect, not the likes of Drona and Karna who did that to him. No doubt, in individual context, they have their own respect and identity, but when this subject comes up, the parameters change. At least for me, they do. So, if I put it across in the words of Lieutenant Manoj Pandey, Paramveer Chakra, some goals are worth dying for. Once again, let me make it very clear here that I am not depressed or confused. The only thing I want to emphasize is that some battles demand blood, and if this battle too demands the same from me, I will not step back. Living 100 years under someone in the confusion and fear of what will happen tomorrow, is there a tomorrow or not, is just useless. Rather than to put an effort and try and change what is the current situation in the society. If this doesn't change soon, I fear the days will come wherein there will be fear everywhere. We will not even have an idea, do we have it tomorrow? And as per the history and the scriptures, whenever Dharma took a stand, sacrifices were given, and these sacrifices never went waste. When one idea dies, it will be reborn into multiple ideas, said Netaji. And I personally believe in the same too. And as our Gita says, death is only to the body and not to the soul. And when the soul never dies, so does the idea. It never dies, it will come back. So it's very important that we put up a fight, because what we have to do is we have to only do our duty without expecting anything. Any task done with expectation doesn't get the desired result when compared to something done without expectation. Anything without expecting anything. Expectations lead to attachments, and attachments leads to mistake. If you don't have any expectation, that means you will never worry for what is the outcome going to be. And this free mind will help you perform a thousand times better. And this is what has to be applied everywhere. See, what happened yesterday is never in my control. What is in store for me tomorrow, no one can predict. So, the best thing that is here in my hand is my today. And this has a major impact on everything. If we follow this, which one wise man once today told me, learn from your yesterday, apply it in your today, and invest out of it tomorrow. Such beautifully explained how we need to lead our lives. If we do something good today, we will have something good coming to us tomorrow. A mistake made in the past is a learning curve for the future. This is how life is. This is how we need to live it, rather than sit back and brag about what has happened and what is to happen. What we need to do is to focus on what is supposed to be done today and make sure it happens. Failures and rejections are a part and parcel of life, and they can never let you down. It is very important that you make that effort wherein your conscience says, good job. Everything else will fall in place automatically. The only reason I am writing all this down is because I agree. I have made some mistakes which I realized later on. But then I learned out of it. It's never wrong to commit a mistake, but it becomes a crime if you do not learn out of it and do not own it and try and correct it. Some mistakes, I agree, can never be corrected, but learning out of it and owning it, that yes, I have done, needs guts, and the people deserve huge respect, because to say sorry or to forgive someone is not easy. But the essence of life, if you want negativity out of it, is forgive people. Never forget what they have done to you. By forgiving, you give out that additional burden that is piling up in your mind in the form of anger. And not forgetting what has happened becomes that warning signal for similar incidents that might cross your path in the future. To the person reading this, the only request I got to make is that this part of my work is going to be the entire summary of what happened and what are the incidents that happened during this journey. So I request you to kindly have patience and read the entire thing totally understand it, and only then plan the course of action. From the neutral side of it, without having any idea of the circumstance or the situation you would be in, the only request I got to make is that please complete every single drive that is being written here, and only then decide what you want to do and how you want to get it done. This is a very important milestone in this fight of mine. And the things that I have mentioned in this are my practical experiences that I have gone through during the entire course of the journey. So please, with folded hands, I request you to complete reading the entire thing before letting it out. Because after some initial explanation around it, I will open up on the people who actually are spoiling the society and how they are doing it. And yes, the biggest thing that you need to keep in mind is that unless you are fully ready and prepared and know what you are doing, do not hand over anything to anyone. Because one of the mistakes I had made was handing over a part of it to some people who I thought could be trusted. But then these were the very people who let me down. So, unless you can start it without depending on anyone and finish it yourself, please do not open up. I'm writing this as a warning sign for you because I have made that mistake and almost had to start from the beginning. But the grace of God was on me, and Nahar could manage to find a middle road. But this was just coincidence. Knowing how deep the pit is, you should not fall into it. So, my humble request with both my hands folded is that please plan your course of action. Once you are done and prepared, and preparation means you need to be well equipped to carry this out alone without being dependent on anyone. The biggest mistake one does is that when options are on hand, people become too relaxed and tend to believe the game is totally in their control. But that is not the issue or the scenario. The thing here, which one needs to realize, is that the way in which these people operate is that they will ensure that you are under the impression that you are totally in control. And then, one fine moment, without you knowing anything, they will just strike. And this is when you will realize that you have actually reached nowhere. You are just there where you started.
Sorry, friends, just got cut off. Let me just see if she'll join again. Very interesting comments from all of you as you listen to it. No, they are separate papers, Vishali. Indian Express and New Indian Express. Elites of Bollywood who funded killing of SSR will rot in hell. Very good message for people like you who are trying to expose. Please don't trust anyone. His diary would have been manipulated, updated to certain stuff and remove certain stuff. Okay, Neha, it's time to remove you. Yeah.
Yes, Meenaji, I think
Yeah.
we have exceeded the time here. Okay, I'll just finish the slide because
Yeah.
after this, the next session we do will have a lot of names and
Yeah.
details
Yeah.
about.
So that, friends, will be on Friday. So please
Yeah.
note it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just finish for this slide,
Yeah.
Meenaji, and
Please.
then
Please. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
This is where you stopped. Just where started.
I'm sorry.
Tanima is saying this is where you stopped. Just where started. The sentence.
Can she tell it a little more, please? I just forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. Tanima, can you just give the full sentence? Let me just see if she's saying. There are so many people all for you, Deepti. Everybody is praising your hard work. I mean, they're all your fans. They're so grateful to you. Yeah. So continue, Deepti, from wherever you think is right, because I don't think she's got the message.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll lead that bit. I mean, I will just start from something here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, today, when I sit back and think, from the time of Kedarnath till today, there have been many instances wherein these people tried to take a jibe at me. And initially, it was affecting me a little bit. Not much, but then some wise person once, it's not what you see, but it's how you see it, and what changes you do to what you see. This has been the perspective I have lived my life throughout, and shall continue to live. I have explained about a lot of incidents where I was the target, but that did not mean I fell weak. It only meant that there were some disturbances created, and that helped me get stronger today. And this is the fact, and this is what I am today, much stronger and better prepared to fight this long and deep. Till probably I have spent the last ounce of everything that is on me. Because for me, these things have to change. No one has the right to take things for granted and to just play around every role you take up. I just need to take a break,
Yeah.
please.
Sure. Sure. See, all the people who are listening now, see, one thing is clear. See, if you believe in the diaries, you listen to it. It's very simple, and those who don't can always, I mean, move to some other channels which feed you, different kinds of subjects, or something on the contrary. There is nobody forcing anybody to watch Deepti reading these diaries. So just to make some rude comments on on what you think, I mean, we'll just ignore it or we'll just block you. So just be clear about that. Dr. Senthil says, very interesting, very innovative, informative, and a lot to take away and implement. Looking forward to Friday disclosures. Yes. Sushant Singh was talking as if he knew exactly what people here would be thinking. Vishal? Yeah. Thank you, Vishali. Was indeed an angel on earth by God. Absolutely. Thank you. Yeah. Just back.
No, actually, means I got some other message saying that you stopped at where it started. I am not able to find that, so I have to explain anyway.
Yeah.
I will continue since we have exceeded time. I will just
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Because for the society gives you come for the what is that? Just play every role you take up, reach or the society gives you comes with power. And it is very important you understand this and act accordingly. If you cannot do not have any rights to stay there in that position, which you might have earned with your hard work. But that hard work would never pay off. If the people never followed you, the biggest mistake anyone does is let the success and popularity get to one's head and begin to think and feel that they are now the owners of this world. But alas, they forget what came to them won't stay for long, and what is with them will snatch away. Ego and greed always leads to one's downfall. No matter however talented or great you are, if ego gets in there, then you fall down. Because ego makes you blind to your own mistakes. and removes the learning curve out of your life. And this happens, you dig up your own grave. I'm
There must be a lot of PR people watching this. My words to those people: you will get what you did to all those innocent souls. Free bird. Surprisingly, Sushant knew lot many at a very young age, in a short span of time, and his mature observations, hats off to him. KB, loved your stern message, Meena. Some,
Meenaji,
yeah,
actually, some
yeah.
very respectable authorities are also. I mean, I'm getting messages that I stopped at Nahar. Okay, so I'll just continue from there. They want me to continue.
No, it's okay. What I suggest is, Deepti, we'll continue on
I'm not
Friday.
able to hear you, Meenaji.
Yeah, one second.
I'm not able to hear you. Just a second, please.
Can you hear me now?
I haven't put my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah. What we'll do is we'll continue, Deepti, on Friday. So
Yeah,
please, I
sure.
think you're getting some calls.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry, Meenaji. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry
it's
for this
fine. It's
disturbance.
fine. Yeah.
No,
Thank you.
I'm just getting the calls that I stopped at. From I mean, some very
Okay.
big people are watching. Some very big people are also watching this
Yeah.
show.
Any
So they
hints?
continuously.
Any hints that
Oh,
who are the who
so
are these big people?
I'm not permitted to. I'm so sorry, Meenaji. But your show is. I mean, really sorry. Okay, so I'll just. I cannot. I just have to read this out, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Please.
Okay. And Nahar could manage to find a middle road, but this was just coincidence. Knowing how deep the pit is, you should not fall into it. So my humble request, with both my hands folded, is that please plan your course of action once you're done and prepared. And preparation means you need to be well equipped to carry this out alone, without being dependent on anyone. Okay. So the biggest mistake one does is that when options are on hand, people become too relaxed and tend to believe the game is totally in their control. But that is not the issue here or the scenario. The thing here is, which one needs to realize, is that the way in which these people operate is that they will ensure you are under the impression that you are totally in control. I think I have read this out.
Yeah.
I have read this out.
Yeah. You were just
Okay.
concluding. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. So we will continue then.
Yes.
Okay,
On
because
Friday. So friends,
on
please
Friday.
note at 8 o'clock on Friday, we will continue, and she's going to give you a lot of explosive names in the next section.
Whatever, I mean, this drive, because this is drive number 5 or 6. Okay.
Yeah.
I started work. I'm not going in a chronological order, and
Understood. Yeah.
and also Sushant has made it. I mean, no one can actually guess from. He has numbered it, but the numbers are not in
It's not.
chronological
Yeah.
order.
It's not chronological order. Yeah.
They are not. So unless you read the contents, you will not be able to know what is in them.
Yes.
So
It's
that's how it
absolutely
is.
fine. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for your time, Deepti. So we will see you on Friday.
Sure. Thank you, Meenaji. Thank you so much.
Good night. Yeah. Take care.
Good night. Good night. Yeah.
Good night.